continue from last video where we look at the calculation of the depth of the slab. We calculate the area of the steel reinforcement at the midspan, area of the steel reinforcement at first interior supports. We done the three checks. First two check was the minimum steel requirements against our calculated AST, and then we do the crack control check for shrinkage and temperature effect, and then we also calculate we also check for the minimum spacing. So we stopped there and we found that 190 millimeter depth is adequate so far. Now we need to do the deflection check and making sure there's 190 millimeter depth that we selected that is adequate and that satisfies the deflection check requirement. So there is a 3 deflection methods. Checking the deflection by simplify methods. We are using the simplify methods. There are 3 methods. In close 8.5 deflection of beam. Please note this is a one-way slab. In the one-way slab we are taking 1 meter wide strip that is here that will behave as a beam. So therefore we can use this close 8.5 for deflection of beam for one-way slab. There are 3 methods. Beam deflection by refined calculations was quite not descriptive here. It's required a lot of detailed calculation, so we're not going to use that 8.5.3. We're going to use 8.5.3. It has very detailed descriptions how we can use that methods, and we will have the third method, beam to conform shunt to decay ratios. That will also be not taking it here. So between that 3 methods we are going to use this second one, which is simplify methods. I have some notes that I'm going to read here. The average effective second moment of area IEF given here for a 1 meter wide strip in the slab is determining by using short-term deflection load. That is the short-term load. Please note we are not multiplying the load term factors and load factors 1.2 and 1.5 because this is a service liability check where we need to calculate the service load, where you have dead load plus these short-term factors times by live load. So gross second moment of area IG, ignoring the reinforcing steel, so we're not going to take into account this reinforcement. It makes our calculation simple. So we just take a 1 meter wide slab and it has a depth of 190 millimeters, so we can use BH cubed over 12. This is the gross moment of inertia. Please note this is a gross moment of inertia. This is represented by I here in these equations, and this is when the beam the slab or beam is not cracked. So when the beam and slab is not cracked, that means that you can use this gross moment of inertia, which is thousands, which is B times depth 190 cubed over 12. So you will get this I value. So that's also here, that is represented by I effective at the midspan. So it's in the close 8.5.3.1. so that is this close here, 8.5.3.1. I just copied that equation here so that I want to calculate this I effective. Now I crack, for that I need 4 quantities. I crack moment of inertia of crack sections, gross, we already calculated gross moment of inertia, cracking moment, and then you need to calculate this maximum moment. So we will calculate those parameters one by one. We calculate this first one. Let's calculate the second one, which is the I crack at midspan at the support. So let's say you have fully cracked sections. That's the fully cracked sections, meaning that the concrete below the neutral axis will not going to contribute in the tension, carrying the tension load. So in that case we can just draw the neutral axis with the depth 100 wide strip, and we don't know what the neutral axis depth is, and we can use the transformation methods to convert this steel into the equivalent concrete, which is that ratio N equal to ES. So fully cracked sections, where we need to calculate this N, I think that is Young modulus of the steel. So larger Young modulus to the smaller Young modulus. The Young modulus of the steel reinforcement is 200,000. We take it many times, this one, so I'm not showing it where it is. I think it is given in the standard at the front where you're going to get this E value. Concrete Young modulus that is given in the tables based on this concrete compressive stress, that is 6,700, so that is 7.5. Now if you want to convert this steel into the equivalent concrete, you multiply by N AST 7.5, and AST, I think if you remember that AST we calculated 500 millimeter square per meters last video where we look at that 500 millimeter square per meter. So that will give me 33,750 millimeter square per meter. So based on that, you can calculate this dn. Please check the video on the deflection of the beam in the previous video, on the series of videos, where you will have given a description of how you can calculate dn. I'm not showing it here, that calculations for these deflections. So if I find that dn value, which is 31 millimeters, please check my previous video how to calculate this dn. So in that case, there is an equations to calculate I crack. Again, please check my previous video, that is just a shorter version of that. So if you have rectangular cross sections, and if you want to use these transform methods, that is bh cubed over 3 plus nas d minus dn square. So b and h is that dn cubed over 3 plus nas d minus dn square. So b is thousands, h dn is 31 cubed over 3 plus this nas we calculated 3750 times by 159, take away 31 square, so it's give me this I crack value, millimeter power 4. Now we need to calculate those moments. I think we calculate this I crack, we calculate this I gross. Now we need to calculate the m crack and ms. So using the linear elastic bending moments for the end supports of 4-span continuous beams, it is 4-span continuous beam. The moment at the mid span of the support are WL square. Okay, if you do the structure analysis, you will find that WL square over 14 and WL square 9.3 respectively. At the mid span you get WL square over 14, at the supports you get WL square over 9.3. So in that case, if I just calculate this service load, which is the dead load plus factors, short-term factors plus times live load. So I think in the questions dead load is given. I'm not showing it here. I think in the previous video I show you that 5.7 and 2. So 5.7 plus, that is also given in the questions. I read the, if you go to the first video where we introduced this size, 0.7 times 2, 7.1 kilonewton per meter. So if you just substitute those value here, L is 5.05 square. I also show you that in the previous video where we get 5.05 square over 40. You get the moment at the mid span 12.9 kilonewton per meter, and at the right hand support I denoted by RS, WL square over 9.3. You have 7.1 W times 5.05 meter square over 9.3. You get this moment 19.5 kilonewton meters. So it's just a structure analysis that we done. In the next video, we talk about this cracking moment. Thank you.